Hello, everybody. How much time is too much time to be spending with somebody? That is a great question, because if you follow up on my last video, I explained a little bit about the difference between loneliness and solitude. But in this one, it's a little bit different because now you're discerning, okay, so we have a healthy relationship, me and this other person. But how much is too much time? Let's speak specifically right now, just romantic, and then we'll talk about friends, right? Romantics, people that are in a relationship, you have a duty to them to spend time with them, obviously, especially if you're married, right? You have to maintain the relationship, make sure that he or she is getting what they need out of the relationship in regards to intimacy, in regards to you sharing with each other. But if you cannot separate for one weekend, for say, let's say husband and wife have been married for 10 years and suddenly the guy has to go out of town for a whole week because of work, and suddenly they both feel like this huge catastrophic rapture in their heart, then yeah, that's an issue. Like, it's okay to miss the other person. If anything, it says that you love them. But if you just break down and all you can think about is how much you miss the other person because they're gone for a week, I've never been married, but that sounds a little bit distorted, right? It sounds almost, again, kind of like in the last video, like an addiction to the person. You start craving the other person, not necessarily in a missing way as much as you're doing it for yourself now. Like, it's not about loving the other person, it's about you desiring to be loved. Now, there's nothing necessarily wrong with desiring to be loved, except for the fact that St. Francis said the opposite, right? Help me desire to love instead of desiring to be loved. So, your intentions might be a little bit stained, if you want to call it that, whenever this deep part of you just want to see the other person to satisfy your own longing instead of the other person. Because who knows, maybe your wife is at home saying, man, I love him, but this is nice, the house by yourself. I know as a guy, at times, guys really love to have the house to themselves whenever they're married or whenever, whatever the situation is. We like to be alone at times. We just want to kick back, watch the game. I don't know what women do whenever they're alone. Maybe they watch, rom-coms on TV or whatever. But at times it's just nice to be by yourself. And if you do not know how to enjoy that time by yourself, then you're spending too much time with your significant other. And that is dangerous, to say the least. If you are married and you have kids, obviously there has to be a time for you and her or him to separate, because you have to take the kid to soccer practice, and there's going to be days in which you will both be going from 6 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock at night, and by the end you're both looking at each other saying, I love you, but I just want to go to bed. So let's just go to bed. Let's just not have a little bit of time for ourselves. No, I just want to go to bed. I'm tired, I'm exhausted. And the other person has to be able to offer that up to the other person as an option, saying, I know you're exhausted, like I miss you and I want you. But if you're tired, like, I will offer up my missing you, that little suffering, so you can get some rest. And obviously, as for yourself, accept the gift. Say thank you. And I promise you that tomorrow we'll have some time for just you and me after the kids go to bed, right? So again, it is good to maintain the relationship. But the fact is that if you are either discerning marriage and you're discerning, or you are already married, you are discerning the fact that you have the rest of your life together. So if one day you don't get to talk and you were busy from sunrise to sundown, then that's okay, because you know in your head and in your heart that the next day there will be a better attempt whenever you're both less tired to spend some time together. So if you cannot wait to tomorrow, like literally, and everything in your heart is hurting, then I think you have an issue. So maybe, I don't know, try it out. Like, if you are boyfriend and girlfriend, go a week without texting. Like, do a fast from each other. If you're married, wait for that opportunity whenever he or she has to go out of town, and learn to be okay. It's like, we are a team and we are one by the decree of marriage. But you know what? Right now, I'm in Texas, he's in Washington, or she's in Washington, and I want to let her enjoy her time at the field trip that she's having from work or whatever. And whenever she calls you, if she calls you for just 5 minutes before she goes to bed because it's late, maybe the change of time, the time zone, etc., 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 like, put it to the test. And if you do find yourself missing the other person, but you want to give them some space, offer that little suffering to God, because again, missing somebody is a type of suffering. So offer it to God and say, I want to give the other person freedom to not be without me. Sorry, to be without me for a little bit, if that is what they want, for them to enjoy their week or their weekend with the girls or with the guys or whatever it is. So yeah, anyways, that's the message for today. Great. See you guys. Bye.